focus on yourself, and detach quietly. I want to share something very real that happened to me recently, something that touched my heart, activated an old insecurity, and also taught me something profound about detachment, compassion, and learning to finally let my body rest. This isn't a teaching video. This is me speaking from the heart, from experience about detachment, anxious attachment, nervous system regulation, and living from a space of calm and peace. Hi, everyone. My name is Esther. I make videos on personal and spiritual growth and development. I have been helping people live as true self for over 2 decades. I recently posted a video about focusing on yourself and detaching quickly. I will link it below. It is about choosing peace, about stepping back from situations where you're not being honored. And when someone who has followed my work for a very, very long time left a strong response on a different social media platform, she said the message in the video was harmful, that it caused psychological pain, that silence and detachment damage people deeply. And I'll be honest with you, when I read her words, something inside of me tightened. Even though I knew what I was teaching, even though my intention was clear, an old part of me still whispered, did I do something wrong? Did I cause harm? Was I irresponsible with my voice? And I'm pausing here a bit because I know many of you know this familiar feeling, that inner questioning of yourself. What I didn't do was react. I didn't argue. I didn't defend. I didn't write back like a keyboard warrior full of triggered emotion. I didn't try to convince her that she was wrong. I responded calmly, compassionately, and clearly. I acknowledged her pain without abandoning my truth. I could tell from her post that she did not watch the video, and I had a strong intuitive flash that it was the title and the image that triggered her response. So I asked if she had watched the whole video. And then I just let the situation be. That was detachment in real time. Not shutting down. I was not disconnecting, but I was staying regulated inside of myself. Shortly after, she wrote me back. And she shared that she had started watching the video, but had to stop because it triggered her deeply. She is a person in her 70s, and she is experiencing people walking away from her. And the message landed not through the lens of the content, but through the lens of her personal pain and belief system. And then suddenly everything made sense. Her reaction wasn't about my message. This was about her wound, her current situation, and her beliefs, emotions, hurts, and fears connected to that situation. And that doesn't make her wrong. It makes her very human. We have all done this and responded in reaction in according to our unresolved issues and situations. Not absorbing the whole of the information, but rather reacting to a headline or an image. I have done it myself, and I help people caught in that cycle free themselves from it. I could tell from her second response that she was having an awareness that it was not the video that she was objecting to, it was her life situation. And here's the part that really stayed with me. I realized that I had done something different than I would have done in the past. I didn't collapse into guilt. I didn't over-explain. I didn't take responsibility for pain I did not create. I stayed present. I stayed kind. I stayed grounded. I even offered her support without obligation. That is self-love in action. But this experience did something else. It showed me something about my body. I noticed I wasn't actually relaxed. Even though through the situation I thought I was calm, even though I thought I was centered, my body was still on alert. And this was a big realization for me, because I can honestly say that I have spent much of my life braced, on alert for what might be coming next, even during rest, even during stillness. Because when your nervous system learns early on that staying alert equals staying safe, relaxation doesn't come naturally. You can't lie down. You can't meditate. You can't really slow your breathing, because something inside is still holding, watching, listening, waiting. And this moment of realization invited me into a new kind of detachment, not from people, but from constant internal vigilance. Over the years, I have had great improvement regulating my nervous system, but this situation showed me that there is a deeper layer to address. And we all have deeper layers. For me, as a participant and facilitator of personal and spiritual growth, I see it as a good sign when someone is accessing their deeper layers. That means there's tremendous progress. The surface work is complete, and now it's time to go deeper. Letting your body relax isn't something you force. It's not something that you do right. It's something that you allow in tiny, almost invisible ways. It might show up as a softening of the jaw, a drop in your shoulders, a moment when you're not scanning around for what's coming next. And most importantly, you don't check to see if it worked. Because when you're checking to see if something is working, that's still vigilance. And this is where detachment and self-love meet. Detachment isn't about stepping back from people or situations. It's about stepping back from self-judgment, hyper-responsibility, the need to be perfect, the need to be liked, the need to never hurt someone. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is let your body know it doesn't have to be on guard anymore, even for a few seconds. And this experience reminded me that we all receive information through our own wounds. We're not responsible for healing the pain that we didn't cause. And compassion does not require self-betrayal. And perhaps most importantly, that we are allowed to rest inside of ourselves while still standing in our truth. So what did I do with my realizations and awarenesses regarding this situation? I spent time talking with my body, loving on it, and letting it know that it and those parts of me still being vigilant have my permission to stand down. I asked them what they need to let go of this behavior of always being on alert. And based on what they said, I will be taking next steps. This is the same kind of work I do with my clients, turning within, speaking to the parts of you connected with the situation, and working with them to release the limitations and bring them back into the whole. If any part of what I'm saying to you today resonates with you, if you're realizing how long you've been holding, bracing, staying alert, and you'd like support learning how to create safety inside of yourself, there is information about working with me in the description box below. And if you're new to my work, I always encourage you to reach out first so we can explore what support would feel right and perfect for you. If this conversation touched something in you, I really encourage you to watch the video popping up on your screen right now. It is a beautiful companion piece to what we talked about here today.